That means instead of setting the transform, we'll set only the position, which is currently 0, 0, 0, to pass through the center of the current object. Since the center property is always in world space, we would have to multiply the center by the inverse of the object's transformation matrix, and this would place the gizmo exactly at the middle of our object. This is similar to what the center button does in the user interface of the UVW map modifier. Let's say that we want to create scene node, for example, a plane, which has exactly the same size and orientation and scaling as the UVW gizmo. For example, let's create a gizmo that has been scaled in local space along some of the axes. Note that the size of the gizmo is both dependent on the scaling stored in the transformation matrix in the gizmo subobject level and the size specified in the parameters user interface. This means that our script should take both into account and create an object that has both the size and the transformation taken into account. Let's create a function, make rectangle from UVW map, specify a node and the modifier itself. First, we'll take an object variable and store into it a rectangle with the width taken from the modifier's width and length taken from the modifier length. Then we'll set the transform property of this new node to the gizmo transformation multiplied by the node transformation. The reason to do this is our gizmo is in local space, that means relative to the object itself, but our scene node that we're creating, this rectangle, has to be also transformed into the coordinate system of this box, that means aligned to the object at node level and also aligned to the gizmo in subobject level. At this point we can return the object as the result and call the function make rectangle from UVW map, pass the selected object as the first parameter and the modifier as the second parameter. And if we would evaluate this script, a new rectangle has been created which has exactly the same size as the UVW map gizmo. The slice modifier also has a subobject gizmo just like the UVW map modifier, but its gizmo property is called slice plane. If we would apply a slice modifier to a box and ask for the slice plane transform,